welcome back. So as the title of this video suggests, today we're talking all about Black cozy mystery authors that you must add to your TBR. Of course, this is by no means an exhaustive list. In fact, I actually have a similar video that I did a couple of years ago, also spotlighting Black cozy mystery authors, but I wanted to take an opportunity to talk more about new authors that I have found, as well as a couple of cozy mysteries that I think you guys should absolutely be reading. So as always, let me know if you have read any of these books. I would so be interested in more recommendations as well, and who knows, this could actually be perfect opportunity to do another video if this is something that you guys are interested in, because I love giving recommendations, and this is just kind of a fraction of the books out there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so first up we have author V.M. Burns with The Plot is Murder. Now this book is perfect if you are like me and you love books about books or cozy mysteries that have a bookish theme, because in this one we have a mystery bookstore slash cafe, and our heroine or amateur sleuth is actually writing a historical mystery. So this is such a sweet spot for me when it comes to what I love in cozies. Not only are we having a cafe, we are also having a bookshop, and we're also having a kind of book within a book where the protagonist is an author. That said, you absolutely need to check this one out. The first book, like I mentioned, is called The Plot is Murder, but there are multiple books in the series. So if this one sounds right up your alley, then I highly recommend checking it out. Oh, next up. Okay, so we have Esme Addison, who is such a lovely author. I have spoken with her on numerous occasions, and I absolutely love her Enchanted Bay mystery series. The first book is called A Hex for Danger, and this one sprinkles a little bit of fantastical element as well as small town charm. So in this one we have our amateur sleuth who moves to, oh my gosh, what is the name of the, I'm forgetting the, Bellamy Bay. She moves to Bellamy Bay, where she works at her aunt's kind of like apothecary shop. I don't know if apothecary is the right word, but essentially she kind of starts to learn about the history of her family. That's where the slight fantastical element comes in at. I don't want to give too much away, even though that's kind of the biggest thing that I want to talk about, but it absolutely will grip you from the first book, and the way that the first book ends, you definitely want to pick up the next one. In addition to that, it features her amazing giant German Shepherd dog, which I love, and that's mostly because I find that cozies tend to feature a lot of cats, which is not a problem, but it's always good to have dogs getting some love as well. So if any of that sounds up your alley, I think that that's perfect. It's great for people who love their cozies with a little bit of kind of enchanting element without necessarily being like overly witchy or paranormal or too much leaning into the fantastical side. It's kind of just enough to set it apart from your typical cozy mysteries without becoming so over the top that you're having to do your own world building in your head. Also, Esme writes another mystery series. The first book is called An Intrigue of Witches. Full disclosure, I have not read this one yet, but it has gotten rave reviews. It's a little bit more of a serious tone, if I'm not mistaken, but if you do enjoy her writing, then this is definitely another recommendation for you all. Next, we have Tish Bouvier. She is such a lovely person. I got an opportunity to meet her in Ashland last year, and she actually just came out with her debut cozy at the time called Not Before You Enter, and I'm already in. I'm already into it because you guys know I love a punny title. But more beyond that, this is the first book in her Maxine Gerrymatter series, I believe is the name of the mystery series. But it features crocheting and crafting. So if you love crafty cozy mysteries, which I know is also a really big niche in cozies, then this one would definitely be up your alley. And again, I'm such a sucker for punny titles that as soon as I read this one, I'm like, oh yeah, definitely sign me up. So yeah, it's so charming. I think that Tish's writing is one to look out for because, as I mentioned, she is a new cozy mystery author, and I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of the series. Okay, so we're going to switch gears a little bit and dive into foodie cozy mysteries. And of course, I have to talk about Abby Collette. She's got two notable series that feature food. The first one, which I actually spotlighted in my previous cozy mystery Black authors video, is Game of Cones. Basically, it's centered around an ice cream shop. However, since then, she has come out with another series called the Books and Biscuit Mystery Series, which, I mean, that gives you an indication of what it's about. The first book in the series is called Body and Soul Food, and the premise, you guys, okay, listen up, because it's super adorable. So in this one, we feature twins, a brother and sister who were separated at birth, and years later they decide to not only reconnect, but to open up a bookstore / cafe together. A cafe that specializes in soul food, which honestly, that sounds amazing. Coincidentally, it is set in the Pacific Northwest, but I can definitely also see it set somewhere in like Atlanta or in the South where soul food reigns supreme. But that said, if you love culinary cozies, I highly recommend checking this one out. Again, she also has another one. That's my dog, by the way. Hopefully not yakking up a sock. But she does have another one featuring ice cream, which to me, I would prefer reading that more in the summer. But hey, both of those are amazing series. Okay, so let's actually backtrack a little bit, because instead of continuing with the foodie cozies, I actually want to spotlight another series because it features siblings as well. This time it is sisters, and the name of the series, well, the name of the first book is called Petals, Poisons, and Peril. Yes. And it is by D.G. Thomas, and it is the Thorn Sisters Sleuth Mystery Series. Again, as you can tell from the series titles, and like I mentioned, it does feature siblings, and I love kind of gardening type cozy mysteries. And in this one, the sisters run a floral shop together. However, their reputation ends up on the chopping block because there is a rare and dangerous plant that is used as the murder weapon, but then also coincidentally found within their stash of floral and plants, and so they have to clear their name. More often than that, the person who was the murder victim was like a mayoral candidate, or maybe the mayor's rival, or something to where it's like all eyes are on them, because it goes up pretty high when it comes to political power. But I was drawn to this one because she's an indie author, and then secondary, I love gardening cozies. Like I like between this one and like the Flower Shop Cozy Mysteries by Kate Carlisle. There's a couple of other ones out there. Oh my gosh, what is the name of it? I'm drawing a blank, but just know that florals are my jam. And so anytime I can get a cozy mystery where I read about them as well, I love getting into that world because I really discover a lot of different ways that flowers can be used, obviously as murder weapons as well. Okay, so back to culinary cozies. Couldn't stray too far away from that. But next we've got the Spice Isle Bakery Mystery Series, which has been out for a couple of years. I forget the name of the first book, but it's by Olivia Matthews. And what makes this one unique is the Caribbean flair to this one. So while with Abby's books, you get more of a Southern soul food element, in this series, you're getting more like I said, Caribbean, West Indian, those kinds of flavors, which to be honest, I don't really see anywhere else. So I'm really loving that aspect of it because you're mixing kind of like the Black culture with the Afro-Caribbean culture as well. And so I would just warn you to either have some food on hand as you're reading or to eat right beforehand, because you are definitely going to be tempted by the food descriptions in this one. And if you love culinary cozies, this is a perfect series to add to your collection because of the different types of food. So I'm sure you will come out with so many more ideas for either recipes or foods that you want to try, or if you have a Caribbean or West Indian background, you know, as always, food is something that we can all relate to. It's good to see us represented on pages, and so to read food descriptions of things that you may have eaten growing up or that your grandmother may have cooked, like, it makes me feel good, right? And you tend to feel closer to the characters as well, which to me is exactly what this series does. Next up, we have It's Elementary by Elise Bryant. This is the first in the series, and I debated putting this on the list because it is a cozy mystery, but it's a little harder hitting, if I must admit. But it's definitely one that you should add to your TBR because it is super popular. I knew that back when it came out, it was flying off of the shelves in Target, and people are loving it, and for good reason too. So in this one, we not only have it written by a Black author, but it features a mom who is Black who basically sees the dark underbelly of the PTA. Now, full disclosure, this is not the first kind of cozy mystery or cozy mystery adjacent book that spotlights a parent and the PTA. However, the way that this one is done is just so fresh and so clever, and you also kind of get a glimpse into reality just in terms of how the amateur sleuth or the mom really deals with kind of realistic problems or modern issues that are relevant to society today. So definitely recommend checking this one out, especially if you are looking to kind of switch up the cozies that you've been reading, or if you're new to cozy mysteries and you want something a little less, I don't want to say fluff because that's not necessarily a bad thing, but a little less escapist and a little bit more relatable, definitely check this series out. Next up, we have the Odessa Jones series, and this one is by Valerie Wilson Wesley. I believe there are 3 books in the series, but our amateur sleuth is a caterer turned real estate agent. But what makes it unique is that she's psychic, basically. She has the gift of second sight, and so she uses this obviously to kind of go on and solve different murders and get involved in investigations. The author, Valerie, oh my gosh, Wilson Wesley is such a tongue twister for me. Super prolific when it comes to book series, but this particular cozy mystery caught my eye because of the psychic aspect, and honestly, I feel like I don't really see a lot of those. I know that they exist, but oftentimes we're getting cozy mysteries that lean into paranormal, like witchy, and more like physical manifestation of power. So this one is an interesting twist to me, and I just think that it's so fun. Last but certainly not least, we have Deep Fried Trouble by Tyora Moody. This is part of the Eugenia Patterson? Yes, the Eugenia Patterson mystery series. And in this one, essentially, we have a busybody widower. Eugenia obviously is her name. She's just trying to adjust to life as an empty nester, control her diabetes, which is hilarious because of the titles of each of the books in the series. But the first book starts out with her daughter essentially being fingered as a suspect for a crime that has happened recently. The problem is she cannot find her daughter. So she then goes on a hunt to try to find her, obviously clear her name along the way, and you just get all kinds of antics, which I love. This series I have heard multiple times amongst years and years because it is a little bit older, and to be honest, I have not checked it out, but it is definitely on my list, especially because I love all of the punny titles, I love the food references, and honestly, Eugenia's personality sounds exactly like the kind of person that I can kind of get behind. And she's got something related to Jessica Fletcher in the sense that she is a retired school teacher, and apparently, people who retire from teaching just cannot keep themselves out of trouble. Of course, I have just skimmed the surface, but hopefully you have come away with a handful of books on your TBR now, all featuring Black cozy mystery authors. Let me know if you have read any of these, what you thought, what your favorites are. If you've got people who you would like to recommend that I did not add to this list, definitely put them down in the description so that I can get recommendations, other people can get recommendations. There's just so many out there, and it's my personal goal to weigh down your TBR so that it essentially is never ending. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. In the meantime, happy reading, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye!